I'm doing okay. How you doing, Gary? Well, let's let's spend a good 3 minutes on what we did. So talk briefly about the parameters of your setup and show them where you're at, and then I'll kind of do the same. W- Let me talk through, and you can like move the map, and I'll talk a little bit about the Confederate setup, and then we can show them the pregame Knoxville stuff. So if you go all the way to the north on the Tennessee, Gary, you know, so I had to set up first, and yeah, keep us on the Tennessee and go like all the way up to the Hiawassee Island, where yeah, yeah. Okay. So I was forced to set up basically wherever I wanted on my side of the Tennessee River. And each player also gets 10 force markers, and you don't have to use them all. So there can be like decoys. And but before I even did that, I got to roll to see how much extra cavalry Bragg got, that had arrived, as well as which of the Mississippi reinforcements had already arrived. Okay. And Gary doesn't know that. So then I parsed out my forces. And as we move down, you see, I think it's, what is it, Georgetta or Georgetown? Yeah, I've got a force marker there, and keep going south just slowly till we hit the next force. Yeah, Utawa, right. So we've got a force marker there, and that you see that marker is basically we've got 4 force markers of Gary's on the other side of the river, and he's basically fixed some ferries and placed some pontoon bridges there. And right, right, right. And the next one we get to is so we've got those 2 force markers in the north facing those. And let's go south a little bit. Right. Chattanooga is not directly threatened right now, so it feels like it's a good base of supply for me. So we've got a force there. We've got a force back in Rossville, kind of backing it up. And then if we go further south, you'll see what's the name of that town? Wauhatchie, which is along the railroad. So we've got another force there. And Gary really has nothing along those sides of the river. And then you see as we go south of Wauhatchie, we've got a force in Whiteside, and we've got a force in Trenton, still along and both those are along a railroad. And then lastly, we have a force there in Warren's Mill. And now we start to get to areas where he has force markers again across, right? And I've got one in, way in the south in Eider, and then one in back of it over there in Valley Head. And it's one thing he could do is he could come across in the south and try to make a beeline. We'll show you guys in a second on the off map for Resaca, which would cause me some supply difficulties. So I've got to worry about that. But it looks like he has the bulk of his stuff up there in the north, which is a bold strategy. He's not trying to juke me out, make me guess where he's crossing out of multiple places. He looks like he's very strong north of Chattanooga, which is interesting. So now let's take a look at the off map. We'll talk about like the strategic stuff that happened first and kind of orient people to that off map thing, I guess. Right. 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 And you guys see in the north there are a bunch of, they're not really hexes, they're just big areas that deal with the Knoxville area. And then if you hide the counters for a sec, Gary, there's from Washington and Athens, you can enter the main map. And then to the south of that, there's this Resaca, Rome, Altoona area that basically goes to the Atlanta Theater that feeds that portion of the map. And I need to always trace like big supply, not like little supply stuff on map, but getting my main supply comes from that Altoona Resaca corridor. So what happened in Kentucky? We placed our stuff hidden, and then Burnside, you guys see there, walked over to the Cumberland Gap, and my guys retreated from the Cumberland Gap to the kind of the northeast of Knoxville there, where Buckner is where Knoxville is. And I pulled some guys from Saltville. There's some cavalry there and just consolidated them. So I've got like this smaller force that Burnside probably could thoroughly kick their ass, maybe, to the north of Knoxville. But Buckner with the main force in that theater is in Knoxville. Then we had some interesting cavalry games on the mountain gaps there, Jamestown and Big Big Creek Gap. So he tried to push a cavalry unit across, and then Pegram forced them into attack that was disadvantageous, and he lost some guys. And Forrest is kind of guarding.
I have fixed my sound. My sound was out. That's an that's a OBS issue. I got it.
Okay.
We're good. Thank you, Mike, for pointing that out.
Yep.
Go ahead. Continue.
That's awesome. So, and then Forrest is kind of guarding that Washington entrance there. If you just briefly restating what Gary said that everybody missed, right? He's got those four forces up to the north, if you just focus on them a second, Gary, and he's got to keep kind of like a division. He's got some restrictions where he's got to have like divisions, but they can't be more than the closest they can be is 4 hexes from each other, and he's also got some guys to the south.
Yeah, we're talking back on the main map now.
Right, on the main map.
Mm-hmm.
And his big depot is at Stevenson, and my big depot right now is at Chattanooga. And I've got to stay on that railroad. We'll deal with later that goes south, basically south from Chattanooga, southeast on its way to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And that's that. I think we're so the next thing we have to do that we saved for you guys is he's placed his pontoon bridges, but he has to roll to see if they're actually set up.
Yes.
So why don't you walk us through that?
Go to the North Pontoon Bridge, which is over here at Drought's Ferry. Let me zoom in just a wee bit. That's this one right here. And, of course, hiding him hides it all. All right, so we're going to roll a d6 for this. And that will determine the status of that pontoon bridge. Did I remove a ferry? I did remove a destroyed ferry up here, too. So, actually, let's do that. Let's do the pontoon bridges first. So this top bridge at Drought's Ferry, we have rolled a 2, which means that this bridge is complete. So that just stays there. Second pontoon bridge down here at Blue Spring, we roll for that. That is a 4. This is removed, which is kind of irritating with the module because it's, let's see.
It's a shift thing.
Yeah, it is. Give me a second here. Figure out where I'm putting these things. So you know what? Let's just do it this way. I'll leave the marker there. So this bridge is not quite complete. However, the roll to complete it will be at a -4 because they've been working on it for 4 days.
Okay.
So that's the 2 pontoon bridges. So now we look at the ferries. The first one that we have to look at is Blythe's Ferry up north, and we're going to roll on that. And we've rolled a 3, so that ferry is repaired, which means it doesn't get marked. When you start the map up, when you open the scenario up, all the ferries and bridges on the river are destroyed. So moving down, we have, that is a ford. All right, so we have down south, all the way to the south, we have Bolton's Ferry. I think I missed one, because I thought I had missed one. Nah, because I get 4. Well, let's, and if I fail all these rolls, by the way, then I back up one step and place one of each, by the way. That's okay. I'll place another one up north here in a minute. So we need to check for Bolton's Ferry.
Right.
Because we repaired that. We rolled a 3 on that, so Bolton's Ferry is repaired. Next, we check for Coffey's Ferry. Okay, Coffey's Ferry is completely wrecked. So let's...
Where Force 9 is, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no modifier, right?
Right.
All right, so, and then that's 2...
3. I counted 3, but
3?
let me. I got to go back up now and look.
Did I there? Because I should have had 4.
You got Force 10 sitting there, and that's Hart's Bar, which I believe is a ferry. I don't think it's
that's a ford, actually.
Is it?
There is a ferry immediately to the north of it. All right, so I'll take another one, and I'll take Sublet Ferry, which is the very last one on the map. Let's roll for this one. 4. All right, this is the same thing as we got on the other one. This is destroyed, but attempts to repair it will get a +4 modifier, a -4 modifier, which is good. You want to roll a 1. It's a roll of 1 on a d6.
It looks like if you have any cavalry down there waiting to race to Resaca, that ain't gonna happen. So
all right, now
I'm happy about that.
After this, we do a preliminary action cycle, and the Union player is automatically going to win the first few initiatives, and he's going to win as many initiatives as I have completed bridges or ferries. Okay, so that's the two bridges and 2 ferries. All right.
Okay.
So I'll get 4 initiatives. So I can attempt during each of these special initiatives, I can attempt to move at least 1 unit, which is adjacent to the bridge or ferry, to the opposite side of the river.
Okay.
And that's basically all you do, I think. So in order to even do this, they have to be in that hex. So which means over to the south, we're pretty much not doing anything. But over to the north, we can. What does it mean, attempt to? Oh, and moving across ferries can accommodate 4 manpower points per turn. So you may end up in a situation where you have like half the unit on one side of the ferry and half the unit on the other side.
Got it.
But during turn 1, so right now and the rest of turn 1, that limit, and only turn 1, that limit is actually increased to 8.
Okay. So what happens is we're going to be doing a series based this turn 1 based on the number 4, which are 4 of completed bridges or repaired ferries. you're going to do some activations, and then I get an activation in response, correct? Or you get just 4 movements.
No, after that, its initiative is determined normally. But I'm essentially just going to roll and cross the river with a few units, right?
Right, I got it.
So let me pull this up because I need this and it needs to be out of sight. All right, so I will activate Force 3, which will roll. And assuming they don't roll 1, what's the cost? Is there an extra cost to cross?
Ferry.
I'm looking at it on the TEC.
As am I.
Because on the bridge, there won't be.
It doesn't even really talk on the terrain effects chart about. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's got a side selector. Interesting. Roads and rails. Hexside terrain. Ferry. Variable.
Well, that's helpful.
So it says in non-rain turns, a unit may cross a river or a hard to read. Min or other ferry hexside.
Where are you even seeing this?
So if you go to the terrain effects chart,
Yeah,
right?
I'm looking at it.
And look over to the right, and it says TEC major terrain,
Yeah.
TEC roads and rails, TEC hexside terrain.
Okay. Okay. In non-rain turns, the unit may cross a minor ferry hexside at no MP penalty. In rain turns, the unit must pay an MP penalty to cross a minor ferry hexside.
Right.
It's the same MP penalty to cross a major river ferry hexside in non-rain turns. And the movement point penalty is equal to 1/3 the active unit's manpower value. Okay, dropping fractions. So, okay. So essentially, let's say you had a manpower of 9. It would cost you 3 movement points to cross the ferry. Okay.
Right.
But the ferry's also limited to 8 manpower. So you would basically spend that 3 points, cross with 8, and you'd be leaving 1 on the other side.
Got it.
All right. So with that, I rolled a 6 for movement. Force 3 crosses the river. Okay.
For 3 movement points or whatever.
For 3 movement points. And
well, I don't know. Yeah.
It's 3 movement points.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so I still get the other three. So we'll go 4, 5, 6 right there.
Okay.
Right, now, Force 1 will activate. This is a leader activation.
You guys don't get any fatigue for these, right?
Oh, that's a good point. My thought is no, not for these special activations.
Because you're only going to get 1. Because you can only do it once. You follow what I'm saying? And
yes,
then
but it's also, I mean, it's also doesn't say anything about this is not a standard activation for any reason. So I'm gonna suppose that I do get fatigue for these.
Right, but you can only move once. So yeah, go ahead and give fatigue up.
All right. So force number 1 will activate. This is a leader activation.
Did you give 3 fatigue?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
I can't see. That's the only reason I'm asking.
We've rolled a 6 here.
Okay.
And now this is a pontoon bridge, so they can just walk across it. So this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And stay there. Okay. Force 5 is opposite a ford. This does not apply to them. But Force 7 is on a bridge.
Right.
Force 7. Okay, so this is a regular activation. They get 2, which means they can cross. So we'll go 1, 2. Oh no,
okay.
That bridge is under repair. Never mind. So actually, I only get 3.
Ah, got it. Okay.
And nobody else is opposite a. Is that? Am I correct about this? Let me just check.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
everything else
yeah.
is actually that's it. There is a repaired ferry down south, but there's nobody adjacent to it. So
Right.
that's it for the special activations. And now we go to regular turn 1 action phase,
All right, let's see what happens.
in which we roll.
Now, what are the modifiers for this one?
Okay, so there's no modifiers to the roll. However, if there are ties, then special things can happen. Now, unlike
Right.
the scenarios where the Union wins ties on a 1-2 or ties of 1-2 or 3, and then we have insubordination checks on ties of 4 or 5, and the Confederate player wins on 6. That's all the same except for ties of 1. If ties of 1, then the turn might. There's a process to this, and we'll do it when we get to it.
Right. The turn ends.
The turn,
Yeah.
well, it might end.
Right, and someone can decide to do it. Yeah, there's that whole thing of later on people get -1s if things are under control. Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
So Union
your
initiative
activation.
first. All right. So let me check one thing about the bridge repair. When does this happen? That's the question, is when does it happen? Okay, that's what I thought. It happens during the recovery phase. So, which means it ain't even happening right now. So, any bridge that's not already done or fixed is not going to get fixed right now.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to activate Force 10. And I'm going to roll for movement. This is a leader activation. Notice what I'm rolling.
Yeah. Where is Force 10?
Way south. Not way south, but pretty far south.
Ah, got him.
You'll know what this is as soon as I do this. They
Right,
cross the ford. Now, only cavalry units can cross fords, so which is why that is what it is. All right, so that's the end of that. And we roll for initiative. Okay, that would be something. All right, so remember I said we were going to take care of this as soon as it came up.
Right.
So it has come up. So the way this works is if both players roll a 1, the action might end. The Union player may elect to keep the action cycle going. If he chooses to try to extend it, he rolls a die trying to roll equal to or less than the Union Army leader's current command value -2. The Union Army leader is Rosecrans. His command value is a 4. So I am trying to, if I want to, I don't have to, but then it passes to the Confederate player. So I'm trying to roll a 2 or less to extend the turn. I have rolled a 2. That means that the action cycle continues with a Union initiative.
Okay.
And the same thing would apply to you. If I failed, then it would go to you. You could choose to extend or not, and if you do choose to extend, then you get the initiative.
Correct.
All right,
okay.
So let me make sure. Okay, very good. Let me see where we are at here. We're going to activate. Nope, we're not.
By the way, did you get Force 10 fatigue?
Yes.
Okay.
Just now. All right. So
gotta remember that. You're the one who keeps talking when we were playing. Like, you got to do it first.
Well, I'm doing it
bad
first
habit.
now.
Yeah.
So I'm activating Force 4.
Okay. Up north.
All right. I've rolled a 5. This is not a leader activation. Force 4 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Initiative. So that's a Confederate initiative.
That is correct. We are going to activate. Here. let's see. What do we have way up north? We are going to activate Force 2.
Okay.
No. We are going to... Yep. We are going to pick up, because we can do it at any time, Force 9. And we are going to place it in Chattanooga. We're going to do some backroom stuff here for a second. And we are going to activate now. We're going to do a leader activation and activate Force 2. So let me do that. And we're going to make our roll. We don't get any bonus to the movement rolls, do we?
Confederates get a +1.
+1. Ooh, we got a 6 out of the deal.
So if it's a leader activation, you get a +2.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is that activation.
So you should have had 7. If
7?
you rolled a 5, you get a +1 for
7,
being
right.
Confederate, and a plus
Boom.
another 1 for the leader.
We're just south of King. Okay.
All right, very good. All right, initiative. All right, we have rolled a 1 again. I am again going to attempt to extend the turn. So I do not extend the turn. So it goes to Pat. Do you wish to try to extend the turn?
I wish to. Bragg needs to roll a 2 or less, correct?
Yep.
Turn ends.
Okay, the turn ends. Wow, that was the fastest turn 1 in the history of turns. All right, so another thing is that Confederate units cannot entrench on turn 1, and I don't know if recovery will actually show us that or not. I'm guessing everybody will end up entrenched, and you'll have to pull those off. After turn 1, you can entrench whoever you want to.
Got it.
All right, so that's recovery. Let's do other stuff. So, after the action cycle, we do recovery. Units may forage here, but nobody is out of supply right now because we're not checking that yet. So we then do the off-map segment. So I will pull up the off-map display. This is going into the strategic cycle only on turns divisible by 4. So we're not actually doing that yet.
Right. It's just turn 2. Normal turn 2.
Yeah. All right. And then the turn indication phase. So that's that, actually. So I'll move the turn marker up to turn 2. This is August 30th, 1863.
And all the stuff like rolling for reinforcements and all that's in the strategic, divisible by 4. So we don't have to worry about that.
No, it's not, actually. It's in the reinforcement phase.
Oh, okay.
So the first thing we need to do is roll. So we're in turn 2. All right. We're going to roll for random events. So go ahead and roll 2d6. So you've rolled an 8. Random events. Accelerate Confederate reinforcements. That's bad news. Let's see exactly what that does. If this return, the Confederate player moves all of his units on his reinforcement turn track back 1 space toward the current turn.
All right, let me do that. Okay.
So that's the random events phase. Then reinforcements. You determine if you do reinforcements or you want to return wagon trains.
Okay, so I should be secretly rolling for my Mississippi and Virginia and cavalry reinforcements, correct?
Yes.
All right. I am going to, give me a brief moment, do what we did in the pre-thing and pull open another module. And let me do some rolling and figure that out in secret.
Okay. Now the Union, there are Union variable reinforcements, but that does not actually start until turn 4.
Okay, so let me do a quick. I'm going to need 3 d6s, 2 d6s.
And then there
That's
are scheduled reinforcements as well.
right. Let me go back in here. And yup. And I need some instructioning. Oh, so it looks to me, tell me if I'm wrong, Gary, but I'm asking the cavalry reinforcements, if you get them, they're available immediately somewhere, right? That's not on the card.
Yep. You immediately place the unit on the map.
Okay,
But they enter from Rome. So they're coming in from the Rome box.
okay. So immediately place them on the map is what you're saying.
Yes, as though they're entering from the Rome box, which is
And I have to complete one increment before I go to the next increment, correct?
You mean increment of the different types of Confederate reinforcements?
Right. They come in 4. So
Yeah,
there's
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. So, well, there's no hiding it from you. You said Rome, right?
Yeah, so you'd be coming in on those roads along on the right-hand side of the map from on the south
Right.
map.
Now, my second question is for the Virginia reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
Is that immediate, or is there a delay or anything like that?
Okay, so the one thing is that if you roll something other than NE, you're done with Virginia reinforcements. You don't get any more. So if you received a 2 divisions or 3 divisions result, you must designate whether these units will be entering from Atlanta or from Lynchburg. If they're entering from Atlanta, then you place Law on the turn track 14 turns ahead of the current turn, and you place Longstreet and Kershaw 17 turns ahead of the current turn, and then Pickett 20 turns ahead of the current turn if you have a 3 divisions result. That's if they're coming from Atlanta. If they're coming from Lynchburg, then you place Law 6 turns ahead of the current turn, Longstreet 9 turns ahead, and Pickett, if you have the 3 divisions result, 12 turns ahead.
So when you say Lynchburg, that means the Knoxville map, correct?
Let me pull that up. Yes.
And I'm sorry to ask you to read it to me again, but give me the read that spiel to me again about both of them.
Okay, so you have to decide whether they're coming from Atlanta or from Lynchburg. Where's Lynchburg on this map?
It's got to be on the off map.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's on the off map. All right.
If they're coming, they're coming from Virginia via like Wytheville or whatever. If you do that.
Yeah. So okay. So you need to decide first of all if you got the 2 divisions or 3 divisions result.
Right.
And then you have to decide whether they're coming from Atlanta, so they're coming from the south, or they're coming from Lynchburg, so they're coming from the northeast. Okay.
Right. Okay.
If they're coming from Atlanta, then you place Law 14 turns ahead, Longstreet and Kershaw 17 turns ahead, and Pickett, if you rolled a 3 division result, goes on to 20 turns ahead. Okay? And at the beginning of the turn, at the beginning of those turns, they enter from Atlanta. So they come in from, we'll talk about that in a second. And then if the units are entering from Lynchburg, you place Law on 6 turns ahead, Longstreet and Kershaw 9 turns ahead, and if you also got Pickett, you place him 12 turns ahead, and then when they enter from Lynchburg.
Got it.
So,
all right, I've made my decision, and I know what I've done, That sounds like accusatory of myself. All right. So we're on August 30th.
All right. All right. So if when they enter,
let me do some. All right. Let me do some math, and I'm ready to go.
Okay. When they enter, you can either place them in some of the off-map boxes, or you could place them in a rail. Assuming they're coming from Atlanta, you could place them in a railroad station on the map if it's on the Western and Atlantic Railroad, as long as you could trace that path. Okay. And if they're coming in from Lynchburg, then they come into the Wytheville or Saltville off-map boxes.
Okay.
Unless those boxes are occupied by Union units.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, that's that. I am done, sir. And where are my scheduled reinforcements?
There's a reinforcement card for you.
So they're not. I've got those guys. What I don't see in all my stuff here is Hood. Now, I know he comes on.
Hood is a special case, though. You don't get Hood unless you organize the army into wings. Because basically, if you haven't done that, then Longstreet's in charge.
Okay, I got it. So all that appears of that Virginia force is just Hood himself. Correct? Yeah, you know, when you do that change.
Yeah, so Hood is in with Longstreet, essentially.
Got it. Okay. All right. Sir.
All right.
I'm done.
We go to the off-map transfer phase. Units may transfer by road to or from some off-map boxes. So, are you going to want to move Forest onto the map?
I indeed do.
Okay. So, you're going to transfer by road. Because there is no rail connection there.
Correct, right.
If cavalry unit transfers from an off-map box to the map, or vice versa, you place the selected unit and place it on the turn track, one turn ahead of the current turn.
Okay. Let me do that.
And then next turn he comes in. And you place him on any of those hexes that we mentioned before, which are the hexes for the viewers.
Well, all right.
The hexes basically up here in the north. This is not a north-south map, by the way, as you can see from the off-map display. So, but this is kind of the northern corner.
It's like a northeast to southeast map.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it. Or northeast to southwest. Right. Yeah. All right, so that's done. The off-map transfers are done. Now what?
Leader transfers now if you want to do them.
I think I do. And you get to, too.
Uh-huh.
Everybody gets to. Okay, I'm done.
We have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
What's your problem?
Remember when we were setting up, we had a duplicate Force 3?
Right.
I found out where that was. That was actually supposed to be Force 2. I don't have a Force 2 on the map. So, in order to not screw up the movements,
Gary.
I'm going to put Force 2 back here, I think. Here. Yeah, that would have been 4 hexes away. All right. So we unfucked that. So, not across the river. Leader transfers. Do I actually want to do any leader transfers at this time?
Where did you put this mysterious Force 2?
It is in Northern Hex 907.
I got it.
Yeah, he's way back at the river. In that hex, he would have been at least 4 hexes from the previous...
right.
From any existing Union divisions, and he wouldn't have gotten to move because he wasn't adjacent to a ferry or a bridge. And the turn ended super fast. All right. I'm satisfied. I don't really need to do leader transfers right now.
Okay.
So that means that the next step is the county control phase. None of that is happening right now.
Nothing's changed.
And then you have the attachment phase. Do you want to do any like attachments or detachments?
Let me see. No, I think I'm pretty good right now.
Yeah, I'm fine right now.
Is this when you would like pull wagon trains and whatnot?
No. Wagon trains are just units they activate. So the other thing is you can you can like anytime you do an activation, you can also activate a wagon train.
Got it. All right.
So all right.
So that's that.
That's that. Then we're in the action phase.
All right.
So we roll initiative. Okay, that is an insubordination check. So the Union player will pick a unit that, unfortunately, all your shit's hidden.
So it's random. Yeah, you've just got to pick it.
Yeah, I just have to pick it. I may ask if a particular unit is highly insubordinate or not, though.
Well, that would be telling. What I'll let you.
Well, yeah, but that's part of it's on the counter, so.
Right, but they're hidden. So
well, I'm not asking where it is. All I'm asking is whether the name on the unit is red or not.
But what you would do, right? What you would then do is, but think of the method. You'd point at a force marker, right? And you'd say, "Is it highly insubordinate or not?" And then
actually, that's not how I was going to do it. I was going to actually name somebody.
Oh, okay. You could do it. So we could do it that way. Yeah. Another way you could do it is point at a force marker and then force me to choose the most beneficial, or the biggest strength, or something like that.
You would have to tell me if there's a leader in it, and I don't know that I necessarily want you to do that. To have to do that.
Okay. All right.
Is Breckenridge on the map somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, it's Breckenridge. All right. So I will roll a d6. I've rolled a 1.
And even with at maximum, which is +2 and +2 if Bragg wasn't near him, that's not
still
sufficient.
Only a 5. Yeah, that's correct. There's another modifier to that too.
No, it's just that. Are you within Bragg's command span?
Anti-Bragg talk.
Right.
If anti-Bragg talk was out, which comes out as an event, then that would affect that, and that actually would have thrown that to insubordinate. So that's fine. So we roll. All right, that is a Union initiative. We'll activate force. We'll activate force 2. This is a regular activation.
Don't forget fatigue.
5. I already did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There
I'm
we
just
go.
giving you.
That's okay. No, that's okay. I do not mind the reminder, especially since it's half our shit's hidden. We're gonna find that a lot of stuff is going to get revealed here because you have more units than you do force markers,
right?
So that will end up happening.
And playing with the hidden movement, it looks to me like it never stops. You can always keep using them.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can only remove or bring force markers out when it's your initiative. Right. But I can also run a unit up to you, and that will force you to remove the force marker and put the units on the map.
Adjacency or within 2 of the...
Cavalry can do it within 2.
Right. Adjacency or 2 within cav. All right, so let's roll.
That is a Confederate initiative?
Yes. No. We are going to activate force marker 1. It's a leader activation.
Is that in Chattanooga?
No, that is in Ottawa.
Oh, okay. Ottawa? I guess.
Let me do this. Okay. And now we roll.
Okay, there's something else we have to step back and fix actually,
Oh, what now, Gary?
which is the bridge repairs. There's a
Oh, you
bridge
got
and
to
a
roll.
ferry. We should have done that during the recovery phase. We actually have to do this.
All right, go ahead and
All
roll.
right, so the bridge at Blue Spring, I need a 1, but there's a -4. I got a 1, so this bridge is now repaired.
Okay.
So let's put this over here, put this back here, and then there's a ferry down south.
The southernmost.
Yeah, but there's actually nobody at that ferry to repair it,
Okay.
so we don't roll for that. All right, now we roll initiative. All right, that is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 5. Are we going to activate Force 5? Yes, we'll activate Force 5. This is a leader activation. Notice what I rolled. They crossed the ford.
Okay.
Initiative.
Don't forget fatigue.
They are fatigued. That is a Confederate initiative.
We are going to activate Force 2. So leader activation.
Okay.
So that is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. Okay.
Okay.
Let's roll.
That is a Confederate initiative.
Bragg is acting like he's freaking Bobby Lee right
He's having
now.
a manic moment.
So let's see here. We are going to activate Force 7.
Where is Force 7?
Eider.
I got it.
In
I got
Eider. So it's a leader activation. And I will quote Gary, look at what I'm rolling. So it's a leader activation. That's a 12. All right. So someone's going to pop out of that concealment marker now. And thus appears Wharton. I will unmask them. Reveal. Wharton pops out and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please reveal yourself, Force 10.
All right,
Force 10 from Navarone.
I'm just going to pull Force 10 off.
Let's see. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 12. And I think we're indeed going to move 10. No, we're going to stay there. And then for 7, five, 6, 7, 8, which will reveal him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just maintaining the suspense. I'm not going to delete it because we're going to need it.
I would just put it back on your card.
Yeah. That will come in handy again later. That's 8, 9.
So should you have one? What about the manpower there? That seems weird. You've got one leader with 2 individual manpower markers under him, and 2 fatigues. Did you accidentally copy stuff?
No, I don't.
I see it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I see 2 manpowers and 2 1 manpowers and 2 1 fatigues.
Where?
Under
Don't
Wheeler.
just be random.
Under Joe Wheeler.
Under Joe Wheeler, there is a 3 CS leader and a 1 org. There's a fatigue over him because that 3 CS got a fatigue, and underneath that is Malden with
Huh. Are you masking a couple the leaders or the units then? Is that why I can't see him?
Can you see him now?
No.
That's very weird.
That's weird.
Can you see this guy?
Yes.
All right, that's in that stack.
Okay. That's weird.
Can you see this guy?
Right. Yeah, I see both of them now.
All right. And you can see all the orgs, and you can see Wheeler, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now you can see them in the stack?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that, but okay.
All right.
I think that's probably just the module being a little flaky.
Can you see everybody with Wharton?
Yeah.
All right.
I see Harrison. Right. Assuming there's just one unit
all
there.
Right.
Then
you're just trying to make me lose count. So let me go here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
I believe. No, you don't get a cavalry reaction. No, you don't.
Not if you're just cavalry, I don't.
So you try to ride to Rasaka now there, Mitchell. Your sneaky plans. All right, so we roll again. Initiative. Oh.
Confederate initiative.
Bragg is Bobby Lee in it like there ain't no tomorrow.
I think this might be Joe Wheeler showing the initiative here, actually.
Yeah, I think you're quite right with that. So let's see. We are going to activate Force 9. It is a leader activation.
Okay.
Give him some fatigues. And here we go. Well, that's crap. So this is a 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And we roll initiative.
Confederate initiative.
Well, Force 9 is as want as I am to like not want a lot of fatigue. Force 9 is going to keep boogieing down the road. So let's do that again. All right, 7 feels better. So 6. Let me give him a little more fatigue. And let me actually give him more. Oh, God damn it. By doing next level. And 1, 2, 3. No, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay, we roll again.
There's the Union
There's
initiative.
an initiative. There's an initiative for you.
All right, we're going to activate Force 6. This is a leader activation. So we get 7. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He stays at. No, he can stay there. So, initiative. Confederate initiative.
Do I want this to happen here? Yeah, I think so. We're going to activate. We're going to activate Force 1. It is a leader activation. All right, let me fatigue them up. That's a total of 5, eh? One, two. No, I don't want to go that way. 1, 2. These roads are a rat's nest. 1, 2, 3.
With the lag, I just see them moving back and forth.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. So that's the okay. That's 1, 2, and I got to look at the terrain chart.
Rough is, if you're just going to enter rough, it's 5 movement points.
Okay, I can't do that then. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're just going to go there. Boom. We're going to move adjacent to 4, 6. That's how. No, we're not doing that. Sorry, I'm just being very decisive. Actually, we started here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go there to Shirley. All right. Let's roll.
Okay. Confederate initiative.
This has been Confederate Initiative Day. We're going to activate Force 2.
It happens in this system.
And Force 2 gets some more fatigues.
I think you should give Force 1 extra fatigue because they kept marching back and forth up and down that road.
The Duke of York had 10,000 men. All right, so here we go. If it's +2, it's a leader activation. 7. 1, 2, 3 to there. Goes Force 2. And we roll again. Ooh.
That is a Union initiative on a tie of 2.
Correct.
Okay, we're going to activate Force 7. This will be a leader activation. 2. No, that's where they go.
All right, let's roll. Give him fatigue.
That is a Confederate initiative.
All right. We are going to activate Force 3.
Gotcha.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep,
Can you
I can
hear
hear
me?
you.
All right.
Please proceed.
And it's a leader activation. Here we go. That is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Let's roll again.
That is a
Union
Union
activation.
initiative. I'm going to activate Force 8.
Where is Force 8?
Over in the general vicinity of 6 and 7.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All righty then.
Roll.
I am going to. Oh, we got to roll. Up, over to you.
That is a Union initiative.
Did you give 8 fatigue?
I did.
Okay.
We're going to activate Force 5.
Ugh.
This is a leader activation. Yeah, let me do that again. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Checking a table. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Go right there.
Okay. Let us roll.
This Confederate initiative.
Yeah, we are going to activate Force 4. Actually, we're going to activate Force 10. It's time.
Force 10 is down there in the valley.
It is up north, very up north.
Oh, gotcha.
In Georgetown. And it is a leader activation. Here we go. We're going to go. We're going to go there. Okay. Let's roll.
Roll.
Okay.
It's a Union initiative. Okay, so I'm doing a leader activation. This might affect multiple stacks. It does. All right. So that's 7. First of all, going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go here. 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's roll.
Anybody else? All
Yep.
right. Did you give them fatigue?
Let me make sure I'm doing it on the right numbers. I am doing it on the right numbers. Okay.
All right.
Was that
So,
5-year roll?
Yep, that's my roll.
Okay, and so mine was the 2. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's Confederate initiative.
All right. Let's see here. We are going to activate Force 3. Leader activation.
Okay.
That is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's roll.
That is a Confederate initiative.
We're going to activate Force 4. It is a leader activation. Let me make sure it's a leader activation. It's making these wild claim there, and this is just a Confederate activation. 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's roll.
That is a tie of a 3. That is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Mitchell. All right, let me roll another D for that. Not that it really makes any big difference because he's going there.
Okay. He didn't like where he was.
No, there was nowhere he could go with. I mean, I could have fought my way out, but it would have been an even odds battle, and that's not a great. That's stupid. I might as well just take him back, and he can cross the river somewhere else. Okay. Initiative. That is an insubordination check.
Right.
Is Polk on the map somewhere?
Polk is indeed on the map somewhere.
All right. I have rolled a 5. He is insubordinate.
Polk is... I will make him insubordinate.
And I know that because he is highly insubordinate, so there's a +2. So it doesn't matter whether he is... With that roll, doesn't matter whether he's within command range of Bragg or not.
Correct. So let us roll again.
That is a Confederate initiative.
We are going to activate... Force 4. That is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Initiative. It is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 2. And he is fatigued. Initiative. Confederate initiative.
I think we're all starting to get very fatigued at this point.
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Then again, you're winning all the initiatives, so that's a factor.
Let's see. We are going to activate.
Now remember, if you go to 3, fatigue 3, it's a extended march. So
right, exactly.
I don't know that we've missed any of those, but
no, I'm assiduously avoiding doing just that. We're going to activate Force 5. It is a normal activation, and they go 1 out of Trenton. Let's roll.
Okay. Get 2.
Oh, 2.
Boop. Confederates get +1. Basically,
We're
Confederates always get +1 to the movement. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we roll. Confederate initiative.
We are going to activate Force 5 again. That is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We roll.
That is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 7.
You're going to move into contact.
This is a leader active. Actually, it's just a leader activation. I can do all three of them. So that's a 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Disposition correct? It is.
Let's roll.
Let me think if I want to actually do that. I think I do. Let's roll. One second.
Give them all fatigue. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure they're fat too now.
They are fat. They are in fact fat too now.
All right.
Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 5.
Okay.
This is a leader activation. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and show me Force 10.
You want to see Force 10?
Show me Force 10.
There's Force 10.
Oh, a dummy?
Yep.
All right.
Let's roll.
No, I get one more movement point.
Uh,
Actually, I have 2 more movement points. Go here. All right, now let's roll. Confederate initiative.
I pass.
Okay, I will take that initiative. I'm going to activate Force 9. It's a leader activation. Since it's my activation, I'm just going to throw that out there. That's 6 points. Let me just shuffle here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We roll.
Over to you.
Union initiative. I'm going to active. Ooh, let's see. I'm going to activate Force. This is a leader activation that will affect multiple stacks. I'm going to pull this off. And that should be revealed. I thought I caught all those. All right, that's 6. So let's see how we're going to break this up exactly. So we're going to go 1. And then there's going to be some kind of partial movement. So let me... just doing the counter management here, so bear with me. So I guess while I have these guys split, I'll keep the force markers off the chart. So that's where that's at, but these guys will move up as well. That's 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's roll.
Okay.
That is a Confederate initiative.
Let's see. Joe Wheeler is going to do an activation for everybody. And here we go. Kind of mediocre.
A little less than mediocre, actually.
Total of 7. So luckily everyone's in command range. So let me start with these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please reveal Force 9 and Force 10.
There you go.
Baby McCook. Baby McCook. McCook with like nobody. You don't like McCook, do you? I don't know why you don't like McCook.
So technically, this guy, it's here. And since we're doing that,
huh? What are you doing, Gary?
the leader should be with the units that are crossed. That's all I did.
Oh,
and I moved the fatigue
okay.
too. So.
Oh, so you had like a bare minimum McCook core there.
Yeah.
I see. So let's see. We are going to activate. What are we going to do with? All right. So that was 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to back off, having identified them. And how does Mitchell have no fatigue? Campbell's guys, when I know they moved twice. You're not doing your fatigues, Gary.
Mitchell was part of. He's only moved once this turn. You're right. He should be fatigued. He was fatigued 1 because he only got 1 activation on turn 1, and then his only action this turn was to move back, so he should be fatigued 1.
Okay. One. Come on, gents. 2, 3. And that's that. All right. Oh, no. And this guy's going to go nudge here. Yep.
Okay.
That was the whole point of that exercise, is to keep everyone in command range and
all right. Initiative.
Come up works. Yep.
Confederate initiative.
We are going to activate Force 8 from Navarone.
Gotcha.
And it is a leader activation. That's a crappy one. 1, 2, 3.
Why
And that's out.
3?
Because
Oh,
I
you're
rolled
right.
a
You're right.
1.
It's +2. You're right. If it's a leader activation. All right.
Right.
Initiative. Confederate initiative.
Force 8 again. Leader activation. All right, there we go. That's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's roll.
Initiative. Confederate initiative.
I shall.
This isn't really as out of whack as it seems. It's a bit out of whack. But of the 36 possible initiative results, the Union
Right.
wins initiative on 17 of them. The Confederates win initiative on 16 of them. And on another one, it could go either way. That's the tie of 1. And on the other 2 tie results, then we would roll for insubordination. In which case we roll again, and it's not an initiative. That said,
All
you
right.
have won at least 2/3 of the initiatives.
I, sir, pass.
Okay. I'm going to activate Mitchell.
Okay.
Am I going to activate Mitchell?
Mitchell. That's a great MST3K. Horrible movie.
I'm going to activate Davis, actually.
Where is Davis?
All right, this guy should have a fat one on him. He's all the way south. I'm going to activate Davis for 2, and we roll.
Where was Davis?
Very southern edge of the map. Just north
Okay.
of Belafonte Station.
Got it. All right. Let's do it. Over to you.
Okay. We're going to activate Davis again for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that smart? Six. That's where we'll be. All right. Initiative. Union
Go ahead.
initiative. All right. Let's see what we can do here.
Well, I'd fat to you, but you could complete your McCook movement. Your McCook crossing.
No, I can't. It's 4 per turn, not 4
Oh.
per activation.
Got so McCook's being McCook and taking a long time.
And we
All
lost
right.
that whole first turn when I could have probably crossed, right? So this is the time when we're going to activate Mitchell.
Okay.
This is a leader activation. That's a 9, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Initiative?
Where did Mitchell go? I missed it.
North
Oh,
along the river, north of Bridgeport.
Okay. Here we go. Over to you.
Let me make sure okay, I need to do this. All right. Before I forget to do this, I'm going to flip control of Meigs County. And I'm going to activate, do a leader activation, a multi-stack leader activation. For 6.
Your force markers disappeared. Oh, all right. You're moving south.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth here because I didn't want to miss doing the fatigues. All right, this is going to be here. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as he can go. That's it.
All right. Let us.
1 second. 1 second. I forgot one. That's the guys who are now under Force 10. Except that they are going to roll that
Right.
instead. All right, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Okay.
Okay, let's
Now
roll.
we roll. Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 2. Force 2. Wah, wah, wah. All right, initiative. Hold on 1 second. That's an extended march. All right, he's fine. Now we roll initiative. That is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 5. It's going to flip Bradley County to Union. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 8. Six, 7, 8. All right, we're good. Initiative. That is a Union initiative.
I think I am good.
Well, it's my initiative.
Oh, yeah, this is true.
I'm going to activate R.W. Johnson for a giant 2. Initiative. That is a tie of 4. That's an insubordination check. Polk is already done, so let's go with Breckenridge. I've rolled a 4.
Hear you. Who are you rolling for?
Breckenridge. He is
Breckenridge.
total of a 6 because he's highly insubordinate.
Fine, yeah.
So he'll be insubordinate as well.
Give me a second. Need to find where he is in all my markers.
Well, don't ask me.
There he is. Okay, let's roll.
That is a Confederate initiative.
I pass.
I pass. That will end the turn.
That does.
Okay, we're going to do the...
Let's do everything up to the action phase, and then we could take a break.
Yeah, okay.
A little break.
That sounds fine. All right, so the next thing we do is recovery, so I'm going to hit the recovery button. All right. Now, during recovery, I would roll to see if I am going to repair any bridges, but I didn't actually make it that far because I kept rolling 1s and 2s on those guys who were headed to bridges. So,
got it.
So that's irrelevant. This is turn 2, so we're not doing the strategic cycle.
No, this is turn 3.
Yes, but the recovery phase that
is at the end of turn 2.
Yeah,
got it.
That's correct.
All right.
So that's pretty much it, actually. So let's do random events. I'll roll it this time.
I'll move the marker first, just so we know where we are.
Yeah. All right. So we've rolled a 7. That is command paralysis. Let's look that up. If this result occurs, the player who loses the first initiative subtracts 1 from the movement allowance. Let's read this. Of each of his infantry, artillery, and wagon trains, and 2 from the movement of each cavalry the entire turn. And then we place a command paralysis counter on the turn track on the current day on its appropriate side. So let me pull that. I pulled it up, so we'll need to
determine that when it happens.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so next is reinforcements. I don't have any reinforcements. Let me double check that, but I don't think I have reinforcements this turn. I do not. Next turn I do.
All right, let me roll for my stuff. You can't beat the band with that. Do I have any force markers? I do have force markers available now. Thank God.
Yeah, but now's not when you put them out. You put them out during the action phase when you have the initiative.
All right. So, well, I got some dudes, which you will see in a second. Okay, so on my roll, I got some more guys in coming out of Georgia. Whole lot of cavalry now coming out of Georgia.
Oh, okay, very good.
Right. So that's that. Now, what about the scheduled reinforcements, like stuff that's supposed to show up? Do those show up now?
Yes. So they're coming in from where? Where were they coming in from? They were coming in from up north. So those guys are going to enter the map just to touch this again. They're coming in from Rome. So any hex on a road from... No, sorry. They're coming in from Washington. That's Forest guys.
Right.
N0701, 0801, or 1001. That's where they can come in.
And what's the other map that they could... Yeah, like you said,
That's the guys coming in from the south. So, if they popped in this turn... Wait a minute. Let me double check the sequencing. Yeah, so they'll come in as reinforcements. You can bring... If they entered at Rome, you can off-map transfer them on in the off-map transfer phase. But then they would go on the turn record track for next turn.
Or I can bring them on, what was it, 08... What were
No,
the
no,
hexes again?
I'm talking about Forest's guys. Forest's guys were
Right,
on the turn
right,
record track for this turn. So they're
right.
coming in on N701, 0701, 0801, or 1001 on the on the top edge of the map. Martin's cavalry will, if
Right.
you bring them on this turn, which I assume you are, then they go on the turn record track for next turn, and then you actually place them on the map next turn.
They are indeed. So let me do that.
Okay.
It's not Martin. It's just Cruz, and then Martin's next turn. Or can I move them? I just got them this turn.
Yeah, you can. I don't see any reason why you can't move them now.
All right. So they're coming in next turn. I'm getting a lot of cavalry.
Well, it's Confederates.
And it's like it's like the weather. Like it's Confederate times. Well, just to tell you, what happened. I got very lucky on those cavalry rolls. Like both pregame and now, it could be trickling in, but I basically got every cavalry reinforcement the Confederates can get at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so that's that, and I placed Forrest where he's coming in,
Okay, gotcha.
and wonder if we might be able to cause you some pontoon troubles with your supply with Forrest coming in. Looks like it. So, northern Forrest.
Not really, because there's no railroad that I'm tracing to these guys to. They're eating off the supply wagons.
Right, but what I could do, you've got to trace back, but I might be able to prevent you from tracing. I think you have to trace across the Tennessee because you can't trace southwards. You don't control any of that territory.
These guys right now, all these guys up north are not tracing anywhere except to the supply wagons.
Right. Well, I'm talking about rolling for supply. Oh,
doesn't matter. I can't get supply up to these guys. I have to wagon supply up here.
Right. Got it. All right. Well, I'll probably cause you some problems. All right, so that's it. Reinforcements are done. What's next?
Next is the county control phase. So 2 counties changed hands, so this is actually important this turn.
You already did that. Yeah.
Oh, well, I pushed the buttons, but I actually get victory points for this.
Okay.
So the counties that changed are Meigs and Bradley.
Right. Oh,
you know what?
You can only do it with infantry artillery.
Yeah, and I have to occupy too, and I don't occupy at this exact time, so it doesn't matter. So I briefly occupied.
Yeah.
At least Georgetown. So it's irrelevant.
I was wondering. I was like, riders don't count for that stuff.
And they shouldn't. And you have to basically sit them there for a turn too, right? So.
Yeah, all your fancy pants grabbing those capitals is kind of pointless for right now.
Well, that actually, Cleveland was just on the way. That force was going where it was going anyway, so I might have lost a hex, but that's fine. Yeah. I don't care about that.
All right, so then what?
Then we're in the action phase.
Well, okay.
So let me stop right there. We do leader transfers if you want to do leader transfers, and I might want to do a leader transfer.
I am good. Oh, and we can do attachments now too. And we could place force markers, which I'm gonna indeed put Forest in a marker. Forest will be force 10. Force 10 from Tennessee.
Yeah, okay, I did do a leader transfer.
Okay.
And then the attachment phase, if we want to detach anything.
Let me... see about. Let me just see about that. I think we're good. We're good with attachments. We're fine.
I actually think I do want to detach something. And I'm just trying to find that.
Does the action phase come after that?
No, that's before the action phase. Yes, so the action phase does come after that.
All right. I'll let you do that. I'll be back in like 10.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, man.
So we're just looking for... I wish there was a rules reference here on the thing. Then there's not. Here we go. So we pull away. Looking for the marker for this. I'm just looking for right now. I'm looking for the. Is it under? Ah, it is under here. Okay, cool. So, force 2. Okay. So we are pretty much good on my side. So let's do the stream a favor and let everybody take a quick restroom break. I will be right back, probably before Pat. All right, we have returned, or at least I have returned, so I'm just going to talk until I'll put the county display up. It's right here. So this morning I was telling Pat before we started streaming, I had a little kitchen mishap and managed to cut my left index finger down to the bone while chopping vegetables. Went right through the fingernail and everything. So that was fun. I have very sharp kitchen knives and was cutting like an idiot. So that's what you get. So I'm not sure what these mean. Unless they're just more counties that are irrelevant or are permanently, yeah, I think so. These are like the permanently Confederate counties. The dark blue ones on the left-hand side are the permanently Union ones. And the question is then, how many victory points does that garner? Or is that in the scenario rules? One relatively minor, but still fairly annoying criticism I have of this game specifically, and of unfortunately too many of the Great Campaigns games for multi-man, is that the game-specific rules are not online. This one's out of print. It's not going to get reprinted anytime soon. I feel like it should be that these should be posted. It would just be a lot easier to have a way to do highlights and stuff without marking up my book, and do searches would be useful as well. And I'm looking to see how many victory points you get for those counties, because it's worth doing. I know that. They actually don't get victory points except during the strategic cycle, which we will not be doing until next turn, turn 4. Although county control can be important for tracing supply. For Meigs County, it's not going to make any difference. I have a few victory points up for the off-map display. Looking at that again.
I have returned.
Very good.
We don't do anything for the off map at all, right? That's next turn.
That
Strategic
is correct. That's correct. You could do the off-map transfers happen each turn, or at least they can, but the actual movement on the strategic map only happens in the strategic cycle. Also, victory points for county control are only assessed during the strategic cycle. But they can affect railroad trace too, but that's not really relevant where we're talking about. However, there is a rule that we have been forgetting, and that is that until Longstreet or Johnston are on the map, on the first initiative check of each action cycle, so each turn, the Union gets a +1. Okay. And then after that, once Longstreet or Johnston are on the map, then the Confederates get a +1 on the first one. So that's important here because we could have a... where was that? That was right here. So we need to roll for first initiative for command paralysis.
Right.
So let's roll it.
Okay. I had to do a little maintenance over here. Give me a second.
I did have a bit of shuffling to do.
6. So it's a +2. Yep. Could you look up for a second what happens with Mississippi reinforcements if I get them?
Sure. All right. All right. Now you roll 2 dice, consult the table. If you receive a reinforcement result, you place the units comprising a single increment of the Mississippi reinforcement chart on the turn track 6 turns ahead of the current turn.
Got it. Okay.
And when they enter from Atlanta.
6 increment, 6 turns, and they enter from Atlanta. All right. So that was.
And we are in turn 3.
Yeah. I got you. It doesn't affect turn 3 though. Okay. All right. I think hold on, let me. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm good. All right.
Okay. Roll for initiative.
Did you roll yet?
I did.
You got to roll to 3. What am I going to roll? Damn it.
Okay, so let's cover that. Let me put this up here. Let's cover that again. You get like a -1 to
movement.
To movement and -2 to infantry and -2 to cavalry. I just want to get it right, not screw it up. Yeah, subtract 1 from the movement allowance of each of your infantry, artillery, or wagon trains, and 2 from each of your cavalry.
Yep.
Okay, that's it. All right. Did you pull insubordination markers off?
I think it did it automatically.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
So nobody's insubordinate right now. So a Union player gets the first initiative. So let's see what that turns into. All right, we're doing a leader activation here. That's 7 points. That's 1. Everybody gets revealed.
Okay, let me go there and reveal everybody. Oh, that's cavalry there?
That's
Oh,
not
got it.
cavalry. I'm adjacent to you.
You're adjacent? Oh, you want reveals? You got reveals, sir. Boom. That's what's in Shirley.
I don't see units there
At all? Weird.
at all.
Can you see them now?
I can see them stacking up. Yeah.
That's what's in Shirley.
Okay. Here's the rest of that activation.
What? No, wait. I got Force 2.
Oh yeah. Give me.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Go
oh,
ahead. Give me force two
hold
as well.
on. Hold on. Where did I put the Force 1? The stupid Force 1 marker. Oh, there it is. Let me put it back. And I will do the stacking. You can see the stacks, right?
I can see the stacks now. Yeah.
Yeah, you bumped into the bulk of the Confederate army.
Well. So that was one point. The question is, do I back off now?
I think we're gonna have a brouhaha here soon. Well, oh, can you? Now you're in my Zoc now. Does that
Yeah.
have an effect on the rest of your movement? I forget.
I have to stop here. So that guy's done. I've got 2 more stacks to move.
Right. And Wood is calling for help. Right. If there's a battle, what will it be called? Probably the Battle of Shirley. That's what we'll call it.
All right, I'm just gonna
No, the Battle of Harrison. That's the
pull this
nearest
out
town.
because it's gonna reveal. Whoops. All right, that's what's there. That's the Union initiative.
Okay. Let us roll.
That is an insubordination check. Let's roll for. Let's roll for Cheatham. He is insubordinate.
Let me find Cheatham in this.
He's right under Bragg.
He's not right under him.
Well, he's under Bragg.
Okay. Let's roll.
That's a Confederate initiative.
I think I think we have no choice but to try to do a grand assault against Wood,
Okay. So,
given that this opportunity won't come again. So Bragg's going to try to get things going.
okay. So that's roll for the grand assault.
Okay, 1d6,
Mm-hmm.
5.
Okay. Now you're going to subtract. Oh, let me see exactly how this works again. Hold on. I don't want to do it wrong because I'm thinking that is a high enough result that the grand assault did not go off. Subtract the number rolled from your command value, which is 4. So you're subtracting 5 from 4. If it's 0 or less, the grand assault does not happen.
That's it.
Yep,
End
that's
of
it.
story. All right, we roll again.
Okay, that's your initiative.
Bragg is starting to lose his temper,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants the goddamn grand assault to happen.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
That
0.
is a 0.
It does not.
No grand assault.
All right, let's roll again. Tie.
That is a Union initiative.
Right.
Okay. We're going to do a leader activation. Make sure I've got everything straight here.
So much for your leisurely march to Cleveland. Don't worry, McCook will get left holding the bag for this for not even crossing the Tennessee yet. He'll get blamed.
Okay, and that's that activation.
All right, let's roll again.
Insubordination. Let's roll for Breckenridge. He is insubordinate.
Let's roll.
That's
Oh,
insubordination.
God.
Let's roll for Hindman. He is insubordinate.
Who are you rolling for?
Hindman. He's under Bragg. Or Hindman, whatever.
Let's roll.
That is a Union initiative. I'm going to do a leader activation. Yep, leader activation. Well, that's what I needed. So Force 3 is going to enter the hex with... Come on. The hex with Palmer. So I'm just going to fatigue him and put him in. And then do housekeeping.
The hex with Palmer? I can't see anybody there.
I just moved him. Give me a second. I'm trying.
And all I can see is Palmer. So yeah,
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So it's just Palmer. Well, let me tell you what I'm seeing.
I'm still working on it here. Give me a second.
Right.
That's what's there.
Okay. All right, got it.
Okay, that's going to be a +2. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Force 4 is going to enter the hex with Crittenden. Hold on a second. I'm trying to keep everything straight. There's force 4. And then force 1 is going to go 1. Wait a minute. This one is going to go 1, 2, 3. Right? Yes. And that's the activation.
Force 4 went.
Force 4
Okay.
went on top, where Rosecrans is right now.
Okay,
That
so
was
what
force
let me tell you what I see.
Okay.
I see Rosecrans and Thomas.
Yep.
I see Ripley, Crittenden, and Van Cleve.
That's correct.
And Ripley has a fat 2, and Van Cleve has a fat 1.
Yeah, it's
correct?
Negley, but yes. That's all correct.
I don't see Negley. Oh, Negley. Got it.
It's not Ripley, it's Negley.
Right. And the other hex, I see Reynolds with a fat 2. I see Palmer with a fat 1.
That's correct as well.
Okay. Let us roll.
That is a Union initiative.
Is Force 1 still in existence, or did that get pulled? And should that be on
Force
your
1
force?
is right where it is.
Okay.
All right, Force 1 is going to activate on its own. Let me roll, increase that, roll for extended march. He is fine. I needed to roll, but it's 1 hex, so it's fine. That's that
Okay.
activation. Roll.
Goddamn brag. All right. 2.
That is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 10. That is a leader activation. Right now it isn't actually. He is going to go 1.
Where is Force 10?
We're just right around where these other guys are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's basically perfect. So here's the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Initiative. Confederate initiative.
We are activating Force 9. It's a leader activation, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, it is, and we get a net +1. 3. 1, 2. Nah, yeah, I'm committed.
That's only 2 for you this time, because you got that -1 for.
I get 1 for being. It's a leader activation.
Okay, yeah. So
I just said that.
You got it. You got it.
So all right. So 1, 2, 3, and let's roll again.
That is a Union initiative.
Right.
Rosecrans is going to attempt a grand assault.
Okay.
So we're going to roll for the grand assault. It doesn't happen.
Let's roll again.
All right. That is an insubordination. Is there anyone who we haven't rolled for yet? Hold on.
Polk.
I thought we got Polk. No,
Nope,
you're right.
you
Let's
did
roll
not.
for Polk. Polk is at a +4 if he's not in Bragg's radius. So that is insubordinate if so.
Yep. No, he's in Bragg's radius. But that means he gets a +2 and a +2. You follow? He's highly insubordinate, and it's a proximity to Bragg, I believe, that
Oh, he
makes him
is.
insubordinate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that right? That could be. Let me just double check the table on that. No, if it's outside, he's a +2. So he's just highly insubordinate. He is not insubordinate on that result. That would actually make sense. That would be hilarious if he was more likely to be insubordinate, depending if he was closer to Bragg.
I think we did that wrong for another guy, but I don't remember who.
All right. So that's an initiative roll.
Right. We added an extra +2, and we shouldn't have to. Hold on. Let me remove it.
I don't think. I thought I rolled 4s for all those guys, though.
Hold on. Confederate initiative.
Confederate initiative.
Well, again, we're going to try a grand assault on that same hex.
Okay.
Bragg pulls it off finally. All right.
But you have 1 hex.
Right.
You can activate 1 hex for the grand assault.
It's going to be Bragg's hex.
Okay. Pull this up again. All right. So, pick the hex. Select 1 or more units in the hex, which I assume you're going to use the whole hex.
Correct.
Only Fat 3 or less are eligible, which I think is everything. You add, give everybody a fatigue level. This does not, by the way, this is, you don't extended march if you're going to fatigue 3 as a result of this check. Right.
Right.
All right. So now we do the assault. So, how many factors do you have?
25.
So you have 25.
And 5 artillery, which probably won't enter into it.
We'll worry about that in a minute. Union has 20. So you have 25 to 20. So that's going to be a 1-to-1. You have 5 artillery. I have 5 artillery.
That doesn't matter.
I suspect it does. What kind of hex is this? This is a rough hex. If we pull up the artillery table, there it is. The artillery table. We're in a rough hex. It's -3 to +1. So roll a die. Roll a 1d6. 6. If the result is even, it is plus. What? The roll is even. The indicated modifier is used. So it's a -1. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I got a +2 for the tactical value, I believe. That's correct. You probably have a 3. You do. So you're at a +1 for that. It's an assault, so you get another +1. And I'm not sure you get anything else. That sounds like a net +1 to the roll.
Okay.
So roll it up. Well, we both roll. So that's a +6. That's.
It was a net +1, so it's a 7.
Yeah, but you subtract my roll for that.
Right, so it's a +6. Well, that's about as good as it'll get for that attack.
It is literally as good. That's actually not a very good attack. And a +1 attack's not very good. I rolled the worst possible result. You rolled the best possible result.
Right.
So
I have 25, so that looks to be a 1 little a result.
All right, so let's pull these up. So that's it's not an asterisk. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Everybody is going to go to Fat 4.
Why? So I see the
because
result.
As part of the big D result, you gain 3 fatigue levels.
No, you're talking about you,
yes,
right?
I'm talking about me, not
okay,
you. I'm just talking about me.
All right. Let me see here. Oh, you got a 3DR. That's horrific.
Oh yeah, that's really bad.
Okay.
Okay. They will flip to disorganized. Not sure what the point in that was. Okay, I did that wrong. That's not what flips.
Have a good one, John Longshore. I haven't been interacting with the chat today. It's just been like...
Okay. So I lost the 3. Let me track the points. They're going to be demoralized. And they're going to retreat. We're going to have to look at what happens to the supply wagons. They're going to retreat 4 to 6. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, you check out what happens with the supply wagons. I'm just amazed. I'm so happy. I can't hide my happiness that despite the command paralysis and everything going wrong, right?
You made all the rolls and I failed all the rolls. That's just how it works.
Yeah. But after failing many, many rolls, I got lucky on that one roll. Bragg thinks he's a genius.
Well, if I don't see something, I'm going to assume they can just retreat with the units.
Yeah, that seems right. I mean, I'm
Nope,
actually
that's
looking
wrong.
to... Oh!
They are eliminated. What? And the supply points they are carrying are destroyed.
Oof. That's fierce. What section was that in? I actually whipped out my manual that I can't read.
I closed the book. Sorry, I'll have to look it up again.
Don't sweat it. All right.
Now that's a big R, not just any retreat.
Oh yeah. So everybody's disorganized. Everybody's fat 4. Lost your supply. Everybody had to fall back. Wow. All right. And I took a 1A from my examining of the chart. At
You
25
took a 1A.
points.
Yeah.
Which is a 1 loss. And what's a little? It means I can advance.
Little A just means you may advance.
Which yeah, well. Well, you're really fatigued. I don't think you're going to be marching to my rear after rushing up to yeah, you could. We're not going to advance. Let me reduce Lucky 13 here to 12 and I got it. Oh, you got me? Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Yeah. That's that. Let's roll. Wow. That was the Battle of Harrison. Well, it may continue to be a battle. This is going to be the Battle of Harrison. All right, Confederate. Walker is going. Well, let me see. Force 9 is going to activate. So here we
Okay.
go. It is a leader activation, so they can move 6, which is good. So they are going to go 1.
Reveal.
I'm just going to reveal my... Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it. Yeah. Let me fatigue them. Let me reveal them. And let me restack them because I'm sure you can't really see them. So that was... I moved from Harrison, so it was 1, 2. What do you want to do? I know you're Cav. Well, first of all,
Oh,
reveal
well, you do know
yourself.
that
Yeah.
it's cavalry, so that's
Right.
John Wilder's force. He will do a cavalry retreat, so let me roll a d6. And you're going, it's half, so you're going to lose 2 movement points.
Right. So I had moved 1, 2. Go ahead. Do your retreat. And then I've got a net 1 left. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Boom. All right. We roll again. Union
Initiative. All right.
Bragg was getting very frustrated, like Macklemore Cove level frustrated.
All
But
right. We're going to do a later activation here for 5 points. I gotta pick
who are you activating?
It's
Or is it
Crittenden that's activating.
okay?
So, and I gotta pick this apart, so bear with me here. We said 5. Come on. All right, there we go. Go there. Damn it.
Damn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes up here. That's an accurate move. All right, so let me just get these guys out of the way.
Oh, you fell
done.
Crittenden back. That's interesting.
It's an even odds attack. So if I get the grand assault off against that stack of Braggs, it's an even odds attack. I no longer have the flanking bonus that I would have had I had the I actually made the grand assault roll, and this is assuming I can attack with both hexes of stuff. So I cannot stay on I can't stay here now.
Got it. It's a discretion's a better part of valor time.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. All right, let's roll.
All right, so you can figure out what's happening here. So this is a leader activation for 7 points. Let's technically I make the move first, but let me roll for the extended march. He is fine. 7 points, did I say? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. That's an extra movement point to move through that unit. And then this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6. And that's it. So, initiative.
All right.
Confederate initiative.
Walker's going to activate. So that's 7-6. Okay. I need to look at the terrain. I should say everybody under Walker's going to activate.
It just goes to show you that's the thing. You can never count on being able to actually get the maneuver off. Sometimes it'll happen, and sometimes it won't.
Yeah, I needed what I got, which was some luck. After a lot of bad luck.
Both hexes, if you'd have gotten both hexes off on the Grand Assault, then that would have been a pretty good attack. But at that point, you're committed to it, right? You're assaulting, whether you're assaulting with one or both hexes.
Let's see here. One, 2, 3, 4. Negley can react if he wants.
Minty. That's minty.
Minty, and I have two.
Yeah, he will.
I have two more movement points.
He will. So we roll. You're going to lose one of those 2 movement points.
Okay.
Minty.
Minty fresh.
I think go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. And this guy will go 1, 2, 3. What is that? 4, 5 to get there?
How many strength points did you have in the hex?
Can I move them all at the same time? I activated everybody in the same hex.
Actually, they're separate activations, which makes moving inside the force markers really tricky. Actually, and I was going to mention that because you've got a bunch of big units. Those 12s and 13s actually cost like 3 extra movement points to move into their hexes.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2 extra anyway. But we're not. We can't fix that. So
right. So all right. So it cost not. So the 9 factor guy was there.
Is that Woods?
Yeah.
It's 3 extra movement points to enter that hex.
3 extra movement points to enter that hex. So we're not going to. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on. 5. And 2, 3. And extra to go into clear?
It's 1 extra to go into clear, up to 11 strength points. If it's more than that, then it costs 2 extra. If there's up to 11 in the hex you're moving into, it costs 1 extra in clear. If it's more than that, it costs 2 extra.
All right, we're actually gonna We're going to do that, what we did there. And then we're fine. Everybody else can actually get in there. So that's good news. And and where's the, oh, Walker. Where do we want Walker? I think we want Walker there. And we're going to leave the wagon and the supply back. We're actually going to move them back a little bit to Pearson. And let's roll. Oh, you forgot to give Minty Fresh his fatigue.
Oh, yeah. That's correct. And I forgot to disorganize him. Let me check the other guy. Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
he's
good.
disorganized.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Confederate initiative.
All right. So Bragg is going to activate everyone underneath him. And
Bragg does not do this activation. This is all Bragg does is Grand Assault.
Right. Bragg is telling Polk to activate everybody.
Yes,
so
that's right. There you go. Now, is he activating Hill as well? Or is Hill his own core?
We are not activating Hill.
Hill is his own core. Never mind.
Yeah. And I don't want to activate him. So that's for a grand total of 2 movement points. That's awesome. So let's see here. Move Bragg. Let me move Polk. Hindman is going to go 2. And we're going to go 1, 2. And we are going to keep Polk there, and we're going to put Bragg with Polk. And that's that. Let us roll. Insubordination.
Who's left? Polk's not insubordinate. Let's roll for him. Polk is insubordinate.
Yeah, well, he is now. All right. Let's roll.
Confederate initiative.
All right. Force marker 10 is going to activate. It is a leader activation, so that is going to be a net of 8.
Phil, good to see you in the chat.
1, 2, 3.
We have another convert
4,
to the great campaigns
5,
of the American Civil War series here, by the way.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, let me fatigue them.
Phil is actually the fellow that introduced me to this series.
Oh, cool. And let us roll.
That is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Force 2.
Uh-huh.
For 6 points, thank God. And let's see how this is going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't quite get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get there. That's where that's what just squirted out.
I didn't see what squirted out.
It's right next to McCormick's Mill.
Ah. Okay.
All right.
Let's roll again. Yep. All right. Force 10 is the
Confederate initiative.
Force 10 from Navarone is going to activate again. It is going to be a 9. Two. Please reveal yourself, Force 2. Are you a dummy? Oh. Okay, so that was 1. I think we got to do something about this. Looks possibly delectable to old Nathan Bedford. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's who it is, Nathan Bedford.
Yeah, I figured. Now, how did they get across the river?
Up here, there's a bridge.
Where?
The Tennessee River, right here.
Oh, they crossed that bridge?
Oh, that's a ferry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
ferries that you got that
I,
takes
I did that all wrong.
basically an activation. That's not like you
Right.
probably
So
have less than 4 factors there, so you could cross all at once in one activation.
Right.
But it's an activation.
Right. That would have been the first activation. Now this one now will be for 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is where he would have been.
Okay.
Then 7. And the question is, do I want to attack you or not? And it looks like I have 5, and I'm going to have question. God, what's that Forest A,
Yeah,
Forest
but
B
so
rule?
so we're clear on this. You'd only be attacking with one of these guys, right? This is a march attack. You're actually
Right.
you should move these guys separately. All right. This
Right.
is part of the problem with the force markers. So up to this point, that's cool, but now we have to break this into individual.
Right. So we're going to go
activations.
here. Right. So it's going to be like this. Okay. And that's where we are in the activation. We've got Debrel with Forest. Okay. So which is still a 3-1. It's still tasty.
That's no.
Oh, 3-2. You're right. So what we're going to do is not attack. And then Armstrong's just going to come into the hex.
Okay.
And that ends our activation.
Okay.
And that's that. Now we roll.
All right, that's a Union activation. I think we will activate the substitute leader. There he goes.
Inching his way.
Yeah.
I gotta get away. All right, let's roll.
Confederate initiative.
See who else I have out and about. We're going to activate Force 4. They get to move. It's a leader activation. They get to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let me fatigue them. And let's try to activate. Whoa.
Confederate initiative.
Force 4 is going to try to boogie down the road again. They're going to move another 4 hexes. Fatigue them. Four movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's roll. Ooh.
All right, I would like the turn to continue. So it continues with the Union initiative.
Okay.
All right, we're going to activate. Let's activate Baird on his own.
Where is Baird?
Right next to the massively disorganized stack.
Right.
That's where Baird goes. And he goes up to fatigue 2. Initiative. Confederate initiative.
We are going to activate Force 3. It is not a leader activation, so they can move 5. Let's see here. Let me fatigue them. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tyner Station. Let us roll.
That is a
Union initiative.
tie initiative. We'll activate substitute guy for 3. He'll go there.
You're actually going to try to take a damn county this turn. Okay. Your initiative.
All right, we're going to activate McCook. All right, so here's what happens here.
You're going to try to get on the other side of the damn river.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening here. So increase, 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 decrease, 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 decrease. It's fatigue for them. But this guy will fatigue and move into, I'll put him on the bottom. Move into that hex as well. All right, we roll. So that's a Confederate initiative.
All right, we are going to activate number Force 8. It is not a leader initiative. They're going to move 2.
Force 8. Which one is that?
He's near McCook, to the east of McCook.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So let me fatigue him, and let us roll.
That is a Union initiative. We're going to activate R.W. Johnston.
Try to fix that damn ferry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Don't forget to fatigue him.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
Confederate initiative.
We are going to activate Force 6. It is a leader activation, so they will be able to move 4. Let me fatigue them. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and let us roll.
That is a Union initiative. We're going to activate Mitchell. So the leader activation, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's roll.
I see you're interested in coming north. Did you fat him?
I'm trying to take the stack apart. There you go.
All right, let's roll.
That's a Union initiative. We're going to activate Crittenden. This is a leader activation.
Right.
So that's plenty. It's also an extended march. He's fine. For 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Let's roll.
We roll.
Confederate
We
initiative.
are going to activate force marker 6 again. It's a leader activation, and he crawls along for 2 to Phillips Mill. Let me give them a... Okay. That's that.
Initiative. I will try to extend the turn.
Okay.
I do not succeed.
I am going to pass.
Well, you don't pass here. You just choose not to extend the turn.
Correct.
So that will end turn 3.
Let's do it again. Everything up through beginning of the action phase. Pretty cool.
Okay, that's fine. Then I think we'll probably call it.
Right, exactly.
And that way we're ready to roll right into it on our next session, which will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's correct. All right, so we'll do the recovery phase. So I'm going to push the recovery button.
Okay.
By the way, rain is a random event, so it could come up on the table. All right, so recovery's done. I have 1 bridge repair to roll for, which is this guy way down in the bottom of the map. That will succeed in repairing that.
Oh, okay.
So that's a ferry. So now he's going to have to take 2 turns or 2 or 3 turns, 3 turns to cross it.
It's not destroyed anymore, though. So
no, I can remove that destroyed ferry. Okay, so there's that.
All right, so recovery's done. Everybody's wonderful.
Recovery's done. This is the end of turn 3, so no strategic cycle. We move the turn record up to turn 4, however.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. Do you do the strategic in the turns divided by 4 at the beginning? I don't think you do it at the recovery, man. Or
no,
does it come at the end?
It's in the advanced game sequence of play. So it's phase 9 of 10 phases, of which phase 10 is entirely comprised of move the turn marker up. So we're not doing it this turn, but we are doing it next turn after the action phase.
Got it.
Right?
Okay, so cool.
Right. So, okay. So for the first thing we're going to do is random events. So go ahead and roll it.
9.
9 is beat the Federals. Let me pull a marker out for this. So what this means is that there is an automatic -1 for the turn on insubordination checks.
Okay. Everyone got excited about that big victory yesterday. All right.
Yeah. So where the hell is it? There it is. Beat the Federals. Guys, but they're quite a bit later.
So let me move Watkins aside.
Actually, that's not true. That happens this turn.
Right. So you get Watkins right now. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I get McCook. This is turn 4.
Oh my God. Okay, so it was
12.13. We place them in S1934.
These guys are supposed to show up now.
Those guys that you moved to, yes, that's correct.
Yeah. They're supposed to, yeah. When I pulled them out, for some reason I didn't see the bluish, which indicates it's a strategic turn thing that were in there. So I put them in the wrong spot. So that's where they were supposed to come out.
Okay, so let me dig my Union guys out of the bottom here. All right, and the rest is all you. All right, so 1934 or 2134 or 2530. All right, 2534 it is.
All right.
So that's mine for the turn. But for this Federals for this turn, In the reinforcement phase of each turn, starting on September 1st, which is this turn, I roll 2 dice. So I should... Is this secret? It doesn't say it's secret, so I'm just going to roll it.
So my question for you is this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming in from Rome. Where can I enter with these guys?
Okay. You can come in any hex on the southeast, or which is the right side of the map, from S5807 to S5821. And it's got to be a road hex.
5807
to 5821.
Okay.
All right. So I have rolled a 7, which means nothing happens. For the Union reserves.
See if I have anybody secret coming in. I don't think so. Nope, I do not. So that was my reinforcements, and
what happened to the turn rec? Oh, you put it on the next turn instead. It's actually
it is.
Okay.
Let me do some rolling. And okay, my rolling's done. And oh, I didn't know this. There's actually a function in here. I'm here opening up another module. There's a secret dice roller in the Confederate reinforcements thing.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
you can like click on them and click on numbers. So you have to click. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wouldn't have guessed. It looked like part of the furniture and didn't even think of it. That's neat.
Mike said I remove supply somehow. Holy shit. Okay, let me fix that. There we go.
All right, so my reinforcing is done.
Yeah, I accidentally gave myself 8 supply points. So I fixed that.
All right. Anything else we have left to do before the action phase begins?
Yes. So next is the off-map transfer phase, although I don't know that there's any additional transfers at this time.
There aren't.
And then there is leader transfer.
Where to put Bragg? Right. That's my only thought here.
Let me just make sure this makes sense, and I'm pretty sure it does.
Bragg staying put.
I'm making a small adjustment here for this. I'm doing a very small leader transfer. County control phase. Okay, so this is where county control actually flips.
Right.
And this will flip.
Georgetown.
Yeah, this is Meigs County. Now, all this does right now, if it's still like this in the strategic segment, then there will be victory points for it. But right now, all it means is that you cannot do that rail trace through Meigs County.
Got it.
There is no railroad through Meigs County, so that's completely irrelevant.
Okay.
So, but on the other hand, what's the other one? Bradley County, there is potentially rail trace there. So that I mean, it's not really a key rail hub, but I mean, if you got something else cut off, it could be a factor, but it doesn't matter right now. So that is, let me just make sure. And then you can do attachments and detachments.
I think I'm happy at this time.
Okay. In that case, we are right at the front of the action phase of turn 4. So let us call it a day. Yeah, we've been at it for just about 3 hours.
Begin action phase T4. Save. All right. Thank you, everyone, for showing up.
All right, very good. Yeah. So Phil's talking about. I'll mention this real quick for those who are concerned. And we found that playing the game face to face, you can kind of say, "Hey, this whole group of counters has Fat 2," and just mark it that way with like a Fat 2 counter sitting next to them, and that's actually fine. We did it that way for Long Roads to Antietam, which was just a ton of fun, by the way.
Right. But when you're using Vassal, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference.
Well, so here's the thing, and Phil turned me on to this too. You saw those unit roster cards that are available for download on Multiman's website. Right, the idea there is that you will use the cards to keep track of manpower and fatigue and demoralization and all that other stuff, and then on the map, all you will move is the unit marker.
Got it. Which I would do if I was playing face-to-face. I'd absolutely get them. But the cool thing is it looks like a real snarled mess on Vassal when we live stream, but it's really easy to deal with, frankly.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, you got to kind of make sure that the stacks are in the right order, and you stick to the conventions. But I haven't had a big problem with it so far. And this is a pretty big scenario, so it's not the biggest scenario in the series, but it's pretty big.
Yeah, and the cleanup function is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, that works. I mean, there's a little bit of flakiness in the module, but generally speaking, I like the module a great deal.
Yeah, I think the only time I've seen it be flaky is specifically when it was doing cleanup when we were playing Battle of Chickamauga, and now when you're going from masked to unmasked.
Yeah, that seems to be weird, and I think that's why we were having problems with some of the visibility, counter visibility. Some of my stuff, I thought I had unmasked everything, and when I put it on the force display, that turned out not to be the case. So...
Yeah, what I've discovered is once you pull it off the force display, right? With the first place you place it, you just have to place it a second place. You just have to move it once.
Yeah.
And then it seems to be fine. So yeah, it's masking is a tough Java thing to do. So
yeah, well, it's Java too. So God bless those poor unfortunate people that have to build these modules.
Well, is Java that difficult? We'll talk about it another day.
As somebody with Java experience, Java, it's not that it's that difficult. It's that it's an unnecessarily pain in the rear. So
got it. All right. Well, thank you everyone for showing up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Everybody have a great night. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, we will be revisiting Battle Above the Clouds here, and then on Thursday we will be starting the campaign of A Hot Dry Season, which will include a great deal of historical background information about that campaign. So please tune in for that too. That is at 6 p.m. Eastern. Did we say Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
It's Friday at 6 p.m. Friday. I wrote it down and then forgot when I was referring to it. So, all right. So everybody have a great day.
Good night, everybody.